Website result amplifier. How to double your website result. Inquiries and bookings by changing your messaging. Here's the deal. The reason why I created this training because there's so many websites out there that are not performing what it's supposed to. Business owners are spending thousands of dollars on hiring designers, developers, setting up the website, then writing the content. Yeah, they spend months on just trying to set up the website, and then the next step is to get traffic, right? Trying to rank the website, trying to run, do SEO, trying to do Facebook ads, post on social media. They write down all these like drafts for the whole week just to post and get people to the website, but then um, the website doesn't work, right? They might get a few bookings, get a few inquiries from it, but you know they know they can be getting a lot more bookings and inquiries and calls from the website. So the problem is not the traffic. The problem is the conversion, and to me, it's complete insanity. It's just spending so much money and effort on trying to get people to the website, sending people to the website, but then we're not getting every drop of the juice out of the traffic. So this is why we're here. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So just quickly, I'm going to give you just to tell you a little bit about the style of today. I'm going to be talking like this throughout the whole training and with this funny accent. So please do not ask me to change. If you have any questions, please just type that in the chat, and I'll jump back and forth, try to see if there's anything I can help you in answer. And I would like to keep this interactive, meaning if I do ask you a question, try to type in the answer, because the better that I know about you, in your situation, in your website, the better I can help you. So I'm trying to get more information out of you guys and see if I can give you a better answer. Sounds good. So we can go over some case studies, and hopefully you got some notepad right in front of you and a pen. I always have a notebook. Like wherever I go, I just write things down because our brain just not the best um, tool when it comes to memory. So you don't need to take notes of just my words. These notes are for you. And whenever I say something that might spark your inspiration, please just put that down. That will really help you to get everything out, get the most out of this training. So at the end, we're gonna have a Q&A. If you have any specific questions about your website, we can go over that at the end. And also at the end, if you want more help, I'll show you where to go. Sounds good? Cool. All right. So we still got people coming in, but we're not gonna wait. So hopefully you guys get the handouts already. If not, please open up a new window. Don't close this window. Open up a new window and type in websitepeople.com.au/handout. It should look something like this. Okay. And what it does is really going to help you to clarify a few things. So you're not just walking away with just a bunch of confusion, but I actually want you to take away with something that you can work on. So this will really help you to get every juice out of this training. Okay. So before we jump in, I would like to ask you two questions. Number one, how many people are visiting your website in a month? If you say, God will, I have no idea, that's okay. Just put down, I don't know, on your note. Okay? Number one, how many people are visiting your website in a month? Let's see if I can look at the chat. Yeah, 500, I don't know, 200, 2,000. Good. You must be having some pretty good ranking, Steve. Cool. I just want to get a rough idea. As in how many people are going to your website. 2,000. Yep. Cool, cool. Next question. How many of them are turning into new clients? Okay, meaning how many of them are actually, you know, making an inquiry, making a booking, or you're making a call to your business. Just put that down. Just want to get the rough idea of that number. And if you also don't know, then that might be the problem. Okay, we should know roughly, at least roughly, how many people are going to our website. Meaning, if you are a store owner, all right, at least you should know how many people are walking into your shop and looking at your products every day. Okay, and how many people are actually making the purchase or asking questions, so you can diagnose where the problem is. So I'm seeing some answers. Not enough. That's a good answer. Um, 20, 10, close to 0. Um, okay, cool. Thank you. That's great. Yep. Whatever the number is, I'm sure, there's room for improvement. This is why you're here, right? Otherwise, you'll be doing something else, investing your time on something else. And here's how I think about website traffic. It's really, they come every month, pretty much. Unless you're buying traffic, and if you don't pay for it, of course you don't get any. But if you're getting traffic from SEO, Google ranking, or social media, likely you're gonna get pretty consistent traffic, right? It's like a line of people trying to come into your shop, see what you have, and but what they end up doing is what I call window shopping traffic. Window shopping traffic. So basically, they walk in or walk by your shop, they look at it, and they don't do anything. They don't seem to be interested in what you have. But surely you know that they are after what you have, because they're coming in from a specific keyword. They probably come in from other sources of advertising, which you know that they are interested something about your service and your offer, but they don't do anything. So I call this the leaky website. It's almost like a, you know how some car owners, they just they don't fix their car. They just even though they know the oils are dripping, they're not gonna fix it, and they still let it run. That's what I call a leaky website, and it's very costly, to be honest, because you keep sending traffic to your website. Not only those are the efforts that you build throughout the years, to build up your rankings, to if you're even spending money on advertising, that's even more costly. But then you're losing, you're losing new people, you're missing new clients because the website is not helping you to do its job. It's not doing working as its best for you. So what I would really want to do right now is to kind of see where you're at in terms of your website ladder. It's what I call the website ladder. Are you at a stage where um, you probably just built your website and you getting close to nothing from it? I call it the survival stage. So getting nothing from it, probably not even enough traffic. So all you want is probably getting something out of it. Is that what you where you at? Or you're at the next stage where you're getting pretty consistent results from it. I call it stable. Maybe you're getting 3, 5, or to 10 bookings a week from your site. Some of them from existing clients, some of them you already know them, referrals, word of mouth. But occasionally you're getting some new people. That's really what I call the stable stage. And for you, of course, the next stage is the scale stage. So you want to make sure you're making the best use of your website, getting every drop of juice out of the traffic. So you're not wasting your marketing efforts. Okay, that's what I call the scale. Is you are really making the best use of your website. So whatever that you send, when you send people to your website, you know that you're getting the most out of it. Which one are you at? I see a lot of stable, stable, stable. survival, yep, stable. The majority of them are stable. All right, so let me just highlight this one. Ooh, okay, stable. Okay. Uh, Whichever stage you're at right now, things that we're going to cover is going to help you to gain a lot more clarity. So now let's do a very quick exercise together. If you switch over to your handout, hopefully you've had that print out already. If not, still, you can put that on your piece of paper, please. Um, let's work this out. Your conversion. Put down the three main traffic sources that you're getting from your website right now. I would say most people getting it from SEO. Okay, number one, Google ranking. Number two, Facebook. Maybe even more, a bit more specific, Facebook ad. Number three, I would say direct. Okay, whatever that is for you, or if you don't even know, just take a guess. Um, but really, what I want you to do is to get clarity around um, how much traffic are you actually getting from it, and how well your website is performing, whether it is working good for you, bad for you, or at its best for you. Okay. And the second circle, we want to put the number of traffic that you just answered. How much traffic are you getting right now in a month? All right. I just take the average number that I see, 500. Okay. And in the next great circle, we want to put the amount of end results that you're getting, meaning bookings. If you're a therapist or you are trying to get strategy sessions, consultation, bookings will be the final destination for your website, right? Then you convert them on a call, or you try to convert them in during the sessions. Okay. So what is that number for you? What I see the most is about in a month. Okay, let's just put down 20. These are all random numbers, but please put your number in there. What I really want you to do right now is to put out your phone and just quickly do the math, please. Um, right? Simple math, 0.04. What that is this website is about 4% conversion rate. Okay, which is not too shabby. But really, what we want to do is to double that amount. Okay, um, and a lot of people think like, well, doubling that amount is just only get me to 8, right? So it's a 4% increase. No, it's not a 4% increase. It's 100% increase. What is it going to do for your bookings if you get from 4% to 8%? You double your booking, right? And really, it is really that simple. With the same amount of traffic, you're not spending more on Facebook ad or Google AdWords. You're really just fine tuning your conversion rate. And to me, most website out there has a lot of room for improvement when it comes to conversion rate. So I just want you to do this simple math just for yourself, and really understand the concept of conversion rate, because to me it's what I call a compound event. Compound event. Think about this, right? If you increase the conversion rate just 1 or 2% for this month, what is going to happen next month, right? Still gonna benefit from that conversion rate, and you're probably adding maybe 5 or 10 minimal bookings to your bottom line. How is that going to affect your business? What about next month? What about the month after? Right? In a year, how is that? How does that 4% increase from 4 to 8? 100% increase. What is that going to do to your bottom line? So this is really the message that I'm trying to get across. Right? What effect would it have to your business if you can double your conversion rate? Let's really take a moment to think about that. Right? So many of us trying to put our energy on getting traffic, but we really never look into the conversion rate. Um, and most of us, of course, we want to grow our business, we want to scale it, but is increasing traffic really the best way? That's the big question. So, um, this is what I call the website result amplifier, um, and it's also um, on the next page of your handout. What we want to do here, we all know, for for someone to do business with you, they have to match three criteria. Okay, so what are the three criteria? They have to like you, they have to know you, and they have to trust you. Right? Makes sense. We probably heard of that 1,000 times. No like and trust. Now is no love and trust. They have to love you too, because it's too easy to get like. Um, but how do we achieve that with our website? How do we get people to know us? How do we get people to like us? And finally, how do we get people to trust us and trust what we say, trust that we're the best in the suburb, trust that they were best in the Melbourne, best in Sydney, right? We don't just claim, we need people to actually trust us. How do we achieve all three areas? Um, for someone to know us, obviously, we need traffic. Okay, so that's traffic. That is the first pillar of the website result amplifier. I apologize for the terrific arts and writing calligraphy. Traffic, number one. Okay, traffic pillars. When we get traffic, people know us. Okay, um, and how do we get people to also, um, you know, not just know us, but also trust us? We need strategy, and also the most important part, as you can see, um, we need message. Beautiful. Okay. Message, strategy, traffic. How does that work? Okay. Let's say you have traffic. Your website is getting traffic, and you kind of have a strategy. What that means is, I use that word strategy loosely, because most strategy are just, you know, trying different things and throwing spaghetti at the wall. But let's say you have traffic and you have a little strategy. People will likely know you because you getting your name out there. They will know you, right? But not necessarily gonna like you and trust you because they don't resonate with your message. Does that make sense? Um, and let's just switch gear a little bit. Let's say you have a message and you have traffic. So people are going to your website and they resonate with your message. Good. So they likely gonna like you, but if you don't have a strategy to send them to the funnel, filter them, and really educate them, they're not gonna trust you. Okay, so you're missing a strategy. And the worst case scenario, which is you know what I see in most cases, is that they have traffic and they have a little strategy but completely miss the message. So people only know them. This is why we have so much what I call the window shopping traffic. Okay. Hopefully this graph is making sense. If not, let me know. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, makes perfect sense. Yes, complete sense. Great, cool. Um, no like and trust. Yes. What we want to do now is to put a circle around it. Okay. So which areas do you think um, needs improvement right now? So rate yourself with red and orange. So what would you rate yourself for your message? Do you think your message is resonating with your ideal clients? Do you think new people know that what you offer, how good it is, and other things that you want to convey? Do they get your message? I'm getting a lot of red in here. Red, yellow, red, red. Okay. One green. Good. Mostly red. Probably 90% red. So let's just put red in here. Okay. And how would you rate yourself um, for your strategy, right? If you are red, that means you don't even have a strategy, or pretty much everything that you've tried just never worked. I'll put a red on that one. If you do have a few strategies, it's getting you getting little traction out of it. I'll put yellow. And if it's working perfectly, that's the green. Okay. So what would that for you? I'm getting lots of yellow. So I'm just taking what you guys are telling me, um, based on the majority. Okay. Um, in traffic. This is not the emphasis of this training, by the way. The traffic, because I assume at some stage your website is getting a certain amount of traffic already. This is why you're here. And to me, traffic is really like a store. It's a traffic store. It's like a petrol station where you can just go get and buy it. So I'll put a green for traffic for now. Right, we do get traffic. So with this, why do we spending so much time on this little graph and doing this exercise? Because I really want to make sure that we are fixing the right problem. Okay, and this is what I see the most is that we are really not we're not it's not we're not doing enough. Okay, we're doing too much, but we are doing too much of we're fixing too much of the wrong problem. And hopefully this graph will help you set your priority, as in which one we should really work on first, which we're gonna talk about right now, how to fix the message. Okay, and then we will touch on some case studies in the strategy as well. All right, you guys ready? Are you still with me? Let me just check. Thank you, Matt. Perfect, mate. Yep, makes a lot of sense. Good, cool. All right, let's continue. Um, there are three main um, pitfalls, if you will, that really is based on my experience of what I've seen after reviewing hundreds of website and strategizing for small businesses. Pitfall number one is that they have a complicated message. It's really that simple. Their message is too complicated. It's like you see some street signs, but you don't really know which one you should follow. Okay, they have what I call number one is a truckload message. What that means is you go to the website and immediately you feel just abundance of overwhelm. Okay, you look at it, there's so much information. The tabs has like 10,000 drop downs in there, and you scroll down, you scroll all the way down, you scroll back up, and you decide to leave. Right, that's what I call a truckload message. And for us, it might make sense as a business. To you, it might make sense, um, but to them, it's too much information. We're trying to dump a truckload of information on our website. Hopefully, they're going to catch it all at once, and it's not going to work because they're going to drown. Okay? So avoid a truckload message. Really simplify the message, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So that's really pitfall 1.1. Okay? Confused message 1.1. If you do feel like you have a truckload message, please say yes. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Nothing wrong about this. Because to me, we're so close to the business. We don't know, right? I might have a truckload message right now. I don't know. This is why I get other people to help me to review my stuff as well, right? So I'm seeing some yeses here. Yes. Yep. It's too heavy. 6 kilo. Yes. Okay. All right. Number two. 1.2. Um, what I call a Me Too message. Me Too message is very common when it comes to if you're in a competitive niche, let's say photographer or plumbing, it's like you is the message is almost identical. You can almost guess what you're gonna see on that website. Number one is boring. Number two, that will really set you a low status because you're basically telling people to just value your service based on price, right? So they can't see your value proposition. They don't see anything special about you. You might have great service. You know that you're different. You know that you are better than your competitors, but your message is not helping you to convey because it sounds just like everybody else. This is what I call Me Too message. You're basically raising your hand to say, yes, I'm a photographer too. Oh, yes, me too. We take the best photos. We capture the best memory, right? This is what everybody's saying. So avoid a Me Too message, not just to be unique, but you also need to know, tell the readers, tell the website visitors that it's okay. I really understand how you're feeling right now. I really know what you're going through right now. What your situation is like. Right? When they feel that they're being understood by you because they read your message, a lot more likely they're gonna contact you. Right? Because you're not just saying we are also good too. We are the best too. Okay. Me too message. Um, Again, say yes if you feel like this is you. Nothing to be shy about. We all have. I make all these mistakes before, by the way. So like, I would be the first one to raise my hand. So it doesn't matter. Just um, let me know because the better I know about you, the better I can help you throughout the training. So yes, yes. I feel like I have to change my website now. Okay, don't do that now, please. Just follow the training, and we get to that. All right, number three, 1.3. Slightly touch on that. Makes sense to me. Pitfall number 1.3 makes sense to me. Um, Really, we're so close to the business. You're probably doing and looking at your business 24/7. Some people even work on weekend, and everything makes sense to us. Doesn't need explanation. But when it comes to new people, new clients, they know probably nothing about your business and your industry. If we do want to attract new people, not just referrals, not just word of mouth, we want actually new people who don't know us. We need to make sure this just not only just makes sense to us, but it makes sense to them. Does that make sense? Okay. So when we're too close to the business, it's almost like trying to look at the picture so close, and we only see the brushstroke, right? We're not going to see the whole picture, right? There's a saying. It's definitely not from me. I just stole it from someone else. When we are inside of the bottle, it's very hard to read, the label. Okay, because the label is outside, we're inside of the bottle, so it's just pretty much impossible. Okay, what we want to do um, to really overcome the complicated message is to simplify it, right? We want to make sure that our message is so easy to consume, so easy to take on. I don't know if you know this. Studies show that us, everyone, you and me, our attention span is lowering every single year now. Now to the point where we only have 8 seconds of attention span. And a goldfish has 9 seconds, which means goldfish is basically beating us in terms of attention, right? So what I'm doing now is trying to get your attention. I'm trying hard to get your attention, and your potential clients, your website visitors, every second they're looking for an excuse to leave your website. So if you don't simplify it, and the moment they feel, oh man, this is like too complicated. This is making me think. I don't want to think this is too much, this is confusing. Boom, they leave. So let's just simplify the message, make it into bite-sized message, which is what I call, it's like this little mini burger. You can just eat it like that, and you get all the juice, all the flavor out of it just in one bite. But it's so simple. Um, let's have a look at a case study very quickly. Koei, one of my favorite clients, and what she was dealing with was that she knew that her method works very well. Her clients love her, and she was a massage therapist, and she helped so many people to relieve their pain, chronic pain, shoulder, neck, and her method is quite different than any other methods that you can find out there. This combination of myotherapies and trigger points and muscle activation. It's very hard to explain, like in just a normal conversation, let alone like on a web page. How are you going to explain all this before people click the exit button? So she was really having a hard time to explain her message. And what we did, and she knows for sure people are looking at the website. She had a pretty okay ranking for her suburban. So people looking at her website, but she's not getting really a lot of bookings from new people. So what we end up doing is pretty simple. We simplify her message, right? Instead of saying people how how this method is, what combination of 3 or 4 different things. We simply just switch from talking about her method to talking about the client. Okay, once the clients know that you know this is about me and I'm interested, then we can explain our method. Okay. Um, the result, by simplifying the message, really making it into a bite-sized message, has a dramatic improvement to Chloe's business. Now she's getting bookings pretty much every day from her website. But then also she used that message, same message, to simplify the message, put that on a Facebook ad and let it run, and she's getting pretty much inquiries every single day. So well done on this one, just by simplifying the message. So here's what I want you to do. Let's do this together. It's also on your handout. What is that one message that you want them to know about them? I'm gonna say it again. What is that one message that you want them to know about them? Okay, give you an example. For Koei, we want to make sure that they know that um, their their chronic pain, right, um, is there's a solution for their chronic pain. Okay, there's hope for their chronic pain. That's the kind of a simple message that we want them to make sure that they understand and know when they come to the website, right? Because most of them have tried so many different things and it didn't work. But we want them to know that there's still a hope to their chronic pain problem. And what we want them to know about us is that this method is different. Okay, so just put that down on your piece of paper. What is this that you want them to know about them, and what is this that you want them to know about you? Okay, this method is different. Very simple. Just put that in there. What it does is really going to help you get some clarities around what is the central idea that you want them to know about them and want them to know about you. And it's always about them first. Okay? This is not a huge mistake that we make. We always want them to know about us, how good we are, and but also we want to make sure that they know something about them, whether there's still hope, whether your situation is quite serious, so you better take care of it, because some people don't know, right? They want to wait, they want to just sit there and let it continues, right? So we want them to know certain things, like whether this is something that you want to fix right now, or something that you want to look into right now. Okay, so just take a few more seconds, um, and type your answers in, please. What do you want them to know about them? Yep, I'm a natural path, and I want them to make sure that they know the situation can be improved. Okay, cool. Can be a little more specific. All right. What do you want them to know about you? Yep. That you get to the root cause. Yes. Good. That's a good answer. That you get to the root cause. Yes. Put that on your piece of paper. Right. Pitfall number two. We've gone over number one. Complicated message. Number two is a confusing strategy. Okay. Confusing strategy. What that means is business owners, they have normally the ones that I talk to and that I coach with, they often have at least 2 to 3 strategies that are going at the same time. And not only does it create a lot of confusion, but it create really, you know, inferior results or minimal results. Because what it does is, um, they making, they're spreading themselves so thin. They're spreading their attention, their focus, and their budget so thin that they can hardly focus on one strategy. So they got thousands of things happening at the same time. So the most common one is that they focus too much on tat, right? They think website is all about the technology, the latest WordPress 5.1.1 version, or the latest Jupyter theme, or this. These things are important. You want to make sure your website is secure. You want to make sure that your website is user friendly and mobile friendly and all that. But it's really not about. It's not all about technology. Um, it's really about the things that we talk about, the message and the strategy. So if you focus too much on technology, please start to look into the message part. Technology is just the tool, okay? And that's not something I would stress too much about because there's seriously millions of people out there that can help you with the tech, okay? So don't focus too much on technology alone. And then the second pitfall is traffic. Okay, you will come across one of those people who just talk about Google ranking. The first word that they say is how to do SEO, and all they care about is getting traffic, but they never look into the conversion rate of their website. That's a huge pitfall. Okay, um, whether that is getting traffic from SEO, whether that is getting traffic from social media or Facebook ad or Google AdWords, you also want to make sure that you are converting the traffic that you're getting. So this is not a game about getting traffic. This is a game about converting your traffic. All right. So now there's no point to line up, give a salesperson 100 prospects, right? And a huge pipeline, but then we realize the salesperson struggles to sell anything. Okay, it's just the same case. Pitfall 2.2, traffic. 2.3, get found and get lost. Get found and get lost. Similar to the previous one, we want people to find us, right? It's all about getting the name out there. No, it's not. Okay? You wave your banner, you put the sign out on the street, you try to get more exposure. That doesn't mean you're gonna get new people and new clients. You don't want them to find you and then lock and then lose you because of your message, because of your strategy. Okay? So focus on the message, focus on the strategy. Um, then we can focus on how do we get more people to find us. We don't want to just get attention and not the sell, right? Simplify your message. Your message, and that's how we overcome the confusing strategy. Right? What we really want to do is to trim off the things that are not, you know, they're not doing the best for us, right? We want to make sure all the nutrients are going to that one plant. I remember years ago I was working in the strawberry farm just for fun, and one part, just for the whole week, pretty much, we just trim off the other leaves and make sure we're keeping the mainstream, and just leave that alone, right? So it grows a lot faster. And we want to do the same thing for your strategy, right? We don't want 1,000 things happening at the same time. We want to simplify it and clarify what that strategy is. Okay. Michael was in a similar situation. He had a website. He redesigned it a couple of years ago, and again, he knows his stuff very well. He knows that he can really help his client. He specializes in helping people with depression, anxiety, who can't sleep. Those people who often they will hop onto the bed, change the pillows, 10 times, and they wake up 2 a.m., look at the clock, and they just can't fall back asleep to again. So Michael knows his method is working very well through meditation, but he was also struggling to convey his message. So number one, we simplify his message, right? How does that gonna help the client, right? How does his method work? And number two, we simplified strategy, right? Because he was doing SEO, he was redesigning the website, was running seminars, he was even doing letterbox drops and trying some Facebook ad, and none of them actually created any serious results. So pretty much you are doing everything and you're not getting any result. Simplify your strategy. What we did is simply find that one strategy, that one way that you want um, people to find you, and that one way that you want to convert people into your clients. And we chose Facebook ad in this case. Okay, so taking people to use the website as the conversion tool and use the Facebook ad to get people to the website. Okay, so the website can convert. Let me show you a quick example, but before that, the result is pretty amazing. Now he's not only he's getting people for his program, um, he pretty much tripled the amount of clients that he had. So just by simplifying things, simplify the message first, right? So people can get it, they can bite it, and then simplify the strategy so it's a lot easier for you to implement. This one, let's hop over to the handout, and this will help you get a lot of clarities around this. Do you still remember the know, like, and trust? Okay, and it's the same thing in here. Right? We see all this typical sales funnel is upside down. We want to send people down to the funnel and then try to convert them. But this one we do it in reverse. Okay, we're not actually sending people downward. We're getting people upward, right? And you at the top. They kind of need to hike up to see you and meet you and get to your headspace, get to your mindset. So this is how we want to think about the funnel. It's not sending people down, but instead we're getting people walk up to you. All right. So the first step really is know, right? They have to know you first. Straight this down. Okay. They have to know you first. And how do we do that? We need to define exactly what is the one way for you to get traffic. For Michael, it was definitely for Facebook ads. Okay, so Facebook ad, and of course he got some SEO going, but we want to find that one thing that we can do it consistently and confidently. and SEO wasn't the thing, right? We didn't feel that confident about waiting a few months and see what is going to happen. That idea of waiting and hoping for something to happen is not part of the strategy. Okay, unless you're already pretty stable, you're happy with what you have, then maybe you can look into SEO and hopefully something's going to happen. So we chose Facebook ad for people to know them, right? Know about Michael. And what we want to do next is to get people up to like. Okay, how do we get people to the level, the stage of like? You need to make sure that you have something to um, convert them, right? So your strategy is gonna be maybe a lead magnet, or by using your message. Okay, use your lead magnet to convey your message so they like you, so they're one step ahead, one step further. And you can probably guess what the top one is trust. The it sounds very we already know about this, but when you think about it this way, instead of sending people downward, we want people to go upward, right? We always need to think about what is that one thing that we can get people to know us, and then what is that one thing we can get people to like us. Finally, what is that one thing we can get people to trust us? Okay, you want to find that piece, find that gap, so you know exactly what you need in your funnel. Okay, and in this case, we use the website to get them to trust us. Okay, so we need to identify what it is that you need for that part. Is it how you want people to know you? How do you want people to like you? How do you want people to see your message and like you? How do you want people to trust you? Some people send people to YouTube and let them just watch their video, all of their testimonial to get their trust. That's fine. So you need to simplify your strategy. You see how now we only have one clear streamline, and you know exactly what you need to work on. All right, moving on. We are a little bit behind the time. Amplify your result, right? Simplify your message, simplify your strategy. Once we've done that, then we can amplify the results, like turning the volumes on. But most people struggle to do this because they are doing this out of sequence. Okay, they're putting the horse before the car, and it's not going to work because their message is not working. They have a lousy strategy, but then they're trying to increase the traffic. What is it going to happen? It's going to help you quickly amplify your result downward. Okay, so there's two ways to go. You can amplify up or you can amplify down. That's not what we want to do, right? So make sure you see the sequence, um, and hopefully you see that too. It's also um, in your handout again, right? How do you want this to look like, right? Um, is it going this way, right? Or are you doing it this way? There's a huge difference to that, right? Are you trying to increase your traffic first and then try to work out a strategy and then you realize you have a message problem? And that's the quickest way to lose a lot of money and waste a lot of time, right? So work that out. And of course, my advice to you, and I hope you take this back home with you, is to work on your message first, simplify your message, and then simplify your strategy, clarify what it is that you want to do. Once you know your conversion piece is in place, then you can get more people and get the traffic to come in. Make sense? Okay, let's look at a case studies together. Emma, she is a baby sleep consultant, which she was doing actually pretty good before we met. She was quite busy. She was getting lots of reviews and word of mouth. Everybody recommend her to other moms who are also struggling to get their baby to sleep. But she was doing so many things. She hired someone to manage her Facebook social media. She was looking into SEO because everybody was telling her that you need to get the SEO right. And then she was also thinking about redesigning her website. So many things going on. Um, but then the only thing that the things that screaming at her was that she knew people were looking at her website, and she look at the analytics. She knows that people are going to there every single day, but somehow she's not getting new people from her website. She's not getting inquiries. She's not getting a lot of bookings from it. She knew something was wrong, and really, what we did, we went through the exact same process. You can see the patterns. Number one, we simplify the message. Okay, how do we make it into a bite-sized message so everybody comes onto the website or see your advertising, know immediately that they need you, right? That they have to engage with you, that you're better than everybody else. Number one, simplify your message. Number two, we cut down everything else, right? Don't think about SEO for now. We cut down the other path. You don't need someone to manage social media, right? And then we cut down a few more things. She was doing some partnership in JV as well. Just focus on one thing. In this case, again, we use Facebook ads, and you know started converting, and people started coming to the website and converting into consultation. Okay, once we know this is working, the whole piece is working, the machine is converting, is working, then we started increasing the traffic, right? So remember that clockwise sequence that we want to follow. The result now, Emma's pretty much getting inquiries from new people every single day from her website, and I think at least 5 or 6 from her Facebook in a day. And her website, I'm not sure, which I need to get some details from her, but surely she's getting bookings from her website every single day. The new people, okay, and people that are not coming to get a quote from you. You know what I mean? Like people that are coming because they resonate with your message and they see the results that you're providing. They're not because sending you an inquiry and ask how much does it cost to work with you. Okay, they are genuinely coming because of your message, and this is really what you want to have, right? People with the same mindset, people with in the same headspace, right? As you can see, really the the overall strategy is about simplicity, and I'm a big fan of simplicity. I T-shirt. It's very simple. Everything of my life is very simple, and also that's how most big brands are doing their marketing as well, right? Apple, when Steve Jobs came back, whatever year that was, what he did was to cut down pretty much more than a half of the product and just keeping the main products, the i the iPhone or the other main product, right? It's always trimming and trimming. So simplicity is the big key, and I hope you get that message too, because the goal is to have clarity so we can get the message across, right? It's all about getting the message across. If people don't see it, they don't get it, then doesn't matter how good our service is, doesn't matter how great your results is, right? They don't get it. So it's not great to them. It's great for us, but it's not great to them. So we need to get that message across, and that's the biggest takeaway for you. Hopefully, you get that on your piece of paper. If not, please put that down. That is the biggest takeaway for this training. Get your message across. And I often see business owners are like, they're going for a hike. They're trying to get to the top, right? It's like the first photo. Right, this is in Victoria. It's beautiful. Let me know if you know where that is. Try to give you a guess. But we're trying to hike up to the top of the mountain, but we're carrying such a big, heavy backpack, right? With all these strategies that we have, and the confusing message, the complicated message. How are we going to get to the top, right? It's pretty much impossible. Even if you can get to the top, you're not being gonna enjoy the view, right? You're gonna feel exhausted, and it's not an enjoyable journey, right? So I got a few questions for you to really help you identify whether you're getting your message across, right? Number one, is it hard to convey your message in simple sentences? Just quickly let me know in the chat. Is it hard to convey your message in simple sentences? Do you see people bouncing off your website? Right? Do you see a high bounce rate? Or if you don't even know what bounce rate means, it means people go to your website and they leave immediately without doing anything. Do you see people bouncing off your website? Last, do you sometimes get irrelevant or low quality leads, meaning the price shopping, the tire kickers, or people don't even resonate with your message and they just ask you for a price, right? Those are what I call irrelevant, low quality leads. Right? If you do get this, if you do say yes to any of this, very likely that your message is not getting your message across. Right? You have something great to offer, you have something amazing, you know you're different, but your website is not converting, it's not conveying your message, and it's not converting, it's not getting new people for you, right? And what effect would it have to your business if you can get your message across? Just think about that. If you can really make that into a little mini burger and people can just eat it with one bite, how would that change your business in a few months, in a year?